When you look at those 24 teams that got in, Coach, there's 4 teams from Texas, right? 3 of them you've played or coached at in SFA, Tarleton, and Lamar, and then, of course, ACU. This FCS level's not traditionally been heavy dominated by Texas schools. What does that say about the state of Texas starting to turn it around in FCS?
Yeah, it was certainly a good year for us. Yeah, I can remember some years back, 20 years ago, Jacksonville State and Troy were in the Southland over there, and it was much, much more difficult. Blaine was still Division II, so was Tarleton, and Sam and Stephen F. were just, once in a while might get in. But there was not very much representation from Texas, really, to be truthful about it. It was really, when I left Sam Houston after the 09 season, Willie Fritz came into Sam, and in year 2, they got into the playoffs and made a run. But it was really until then that Sam really started doing well, and I think they made 7 in a row playoff trips. So Stephen F's been, maybe 5 times in the last 30 years. And so, but it's really been hit or miss. Texas State, when they were FCS, they went 2 or 3 times in the whole time they were there.
And speaking of SFA, I know obviously we've had a pretty heated rivalry with Colby Carthel when he was at Commerce and SFA, but I think you got to give him a little bit of credit because armchair quarterbacks and fans there, I think we're probably about ready to pitchfork them out of town, and they won 10 straight, and they've played pretty well this year, haven't they?
Yeah, you bet. Colby is a really good coach, and I think he's done a really good job over there. Had a little bit of a dip a few years ago, but quickly pulled them out of that, just as I thought he would. They had a playoff in either year 2 or year 3, and so
I remember that.
This is the second playoff trip, I think, in 7 years, so probably could have had another one in there somewhere, but I think he certainly has them on the right track now.
His dad was a pretty good ball coach, too. I think he could sell a woman in white gloves a ketchup popsicle, Don Carthel.
Yeah, there's no question. He was really good at recruiting and evaluating and rounding up talent. One of the all-time great Division II coaches. Had a deep understanding of the Division II things, the nuances that the average people don't understand. And so he knew how to build a Division II football program, and about as good as anybody, really.